Hey folks, Ed here from Brain Pulp TV, and today I'm going to be opening up a booster box of Oath of the Gatewatch. Now, before I begin, a couple things. One, I am trying a brand new camera setup in which I do not have to reach around a tripod in order to get at the box or the packs. So in that sense, it is a much easier way for me to do these things. On the downside, the setup is basically I have my camera now attached to an arm which is extended over my head, and if you so much as look at that arm, the camera will shake. So I'm pretty sure it shouldn't shake throughout this, but if it does shake a little bit, I apologize. I hope no one gets motion sickness like they were watching the Blair Witch Project or something like that. Anyways, without further ado, let's get to the booster box. Now, of course, the big things with an Oath of the Gatewatch booster box, I shouldn't be cutting it there. Anyways, the big thing about Oath of the Gatewatch booster box, obviously Nissa is a big chase rare, as well too any of the expeditions, of course, are big ones to get. And those will be great. Obviously, if I can get those, that will be awesome, but the cards I'm actually looking for are not too flashy, exciting, or expensive. I would really like to get a playset of Hedron Alignment, because I want to make a crazy deck around that. I also want to get a playset of some uncommons. The Reflector Mage and the Storm Chaser Mage are two of the playsets I would like to get from this particular set. So let's see how we do, and maybe, because I'm going to be doing a couple openings, this booster box followed by Fat Pack, maybe I'll do a running tally to see if by the end of this I get the playsets I'm looking for. Okay, now the first pack from the booster box. Here we go, folks. I'm just going to read off the uncommons and the rares and just skip through the commons. Alrighty, we have Embodiment of Fury, Devour in Flames, Gift of Tusks, which actually is a nice enabler for the Surge, I believe, and Oath of Gideon. It is a 3-drop, 2 of any color, and 1 white, gets you a legendary enchantment. When Oath of Gideon enters the battlefield, put 2 1/1 white core ally creature tokens onto the battlefield. Each planeswalker you control enters the battlefield with an additional loyalty counter on it. It's a very nice one to get. Right off the bat, we get an expedition. Sunken Ruins. I don't think it's one of the most expensive ones, but still, I'm super excited about this. Wow, very nice. It looks beautiful. Absolutely looks beautiful. Anyways, Sunken Ruins. You tap to add 1 colorless to your mana pool, or you can pay either a blue or black, tap and add 2 blue, or a blue and a black, or 2 black to your mana pool. So that we are going to set aside right there. Maybe keep it on camera. There we go. Whew, very nice. Very, very nice. Now that is how you start off a booster box. So we've got the Plains and an Eldrazi Scion token. The next pack. Excellent. Wow, that's okay. So that basically makes the booster box for me right there. I can't really complain. No matter what else I get in this booster box, I really can't complain. So, well, okay, technically I can complain, but I sure as hell shouldn't complain. Man, that's great, right off the bat. Anyways, Submerged Boneyard, Roiling Waters, Bonds of Mortality, and our rare is Dimensional Infiltrator. It's a 2-drop. 1 and 1 blue gets you a 2/1 Eldrazi with Devoid, Flash, and Flying. You can pay 1 and 1 colorless, and target opponent exiles the top card of his or her library. If it's a land, you may return Dimensional Infiltrator to its owner's hand. And a foil Hedron Crawler. A mountain and a wow, that is a beautiful, beautiful artwork on this token. I'm trying to get it so it's not the glares in there, so I'm going to try to watch out for that as well too. I want you guys to be able to actually see the cards and not just glare, so I'll try my best to make sure I hold it to the light properly. So, man, I'm super stoked about that expedition starting off with it. That was pretty nice. Anyways, Pyromancer's Assault, Iona's Blessing, Havoc Sower, and Thought Not Seer. Now, this is one that people are pretty excited about, and this is a 4-drop, so for 3 and 1 colorless, it gets you a 4/4 Eldrazi, and when Thought Not Seer enters the battlefield, target opponent reveals his or her hand. You choose a non-land card from it and exile that card. When Thought-Knot Seer leaves the battlefield, target opponent draws a card. Forest and Scion token. Okay, we have Make a Stand. Reflector Mage, excellent. So one down, 3 to go with that one. Nissa's Judgment. And Corrupted Crossroads. It is a land, and you can tap it to add 1 color to your mana pool, or you can tap, pay 1 life, add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool, spend this mana only to cast a spell with Devoid. Follow that up with a Plains and an Elemental token. So we have Emoliating Glare, Flare Drone, Stoneforge Acolyte, and Endbringer. Nice. You can pay 5 of any color and 1 colorless, and it gets you a 5/5 Eldrazi. Untap Endbringer during each other unplayer's untap step. You can tap, Endbringer deals 1 damage to target creature or player. You can pay 1 colorless, tap, target creature cannot attack or block this turn, pay 2 colors and tap, draw a card. I actually would like to play around with this card because I think it seems pretty powerful. So I'm going to give it a shot. And we got a core ally, or a knight ally token. So. Aye, excellent. A waste. Very nice, very nice. I'm going to set that aside as well, too. We have Harvester Troll, Cliffhaven Vampire, Flying Tendrils, and Fall of the Titans. It's XX and a red, instant with Surge for X and a red, and Fall of the Titans deals X damage to each of up to 2 target creatures and or players. And a foil Warden of Geometries. Warden of Geometries. Jeez Louise. I got very little sleep last night, so I do apologize. I'm not exactly the best at pronouncing these things to begin with, but when my tongue is tired, it's going to be an uphill battle. Okay, we have Embodiment of Insight, Spatial Contortion, Wall of Resurgence. Now, this is a card that I think is really great for limited play. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but for me, I think this is a very, very good high value card anyways. And Mina and Den Wildborn, which you can pay, it's a 4-drop, you can pay 2 and then a red and green to get a 4/4 legendary elf ally creature. You may play an additional land on each of your turns. You can pay 1 red, 1 green, return a land you control to its owner's hand, target creature gains trample until the end of turn. Swamp and Scion token. Okay, we have Reckless Bushwhacker. Oh, this is going to be an uphill battle. Weapons Trainer, Baloth Pup, and Bearer of Silence. It's a 2-drop. You can pay 1 and 1 black. Gets you a 2/1 Eldrazi with Devoid. When you cast Bearer of Silence, you may pay 1 and 1 colorless. If you do, target opponent sacrifices a creature. It also has flying, and Bearer of Silence can't block. Island and the incredible art on the zombie token. We have Kazul's Toll Collector, Void Shatter, Baloth Null, and General Tazri, which is a mythic. Excellent. So it's a 5-drop, so you can pay 4 of anything, and 1 white gets you a 3/4 legendary creature, human ally. When General Tazri enters the battlefield, you may search your library for an ally creature card, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle your library. You can pay the full gambit of colors, and allied creatures you control get XX until the end of turn, where X is the number of colors among those creatures. And we have a foil Fall of the Titans, which we've already had one of these, so I'm not going to read it again, but I think if Travis from BrainPulp was watching this, he might be a little bit jealous now. Foil Fall of the Titans. Very nice. Plains, and another Eldrazi sign token. Oh, this is a very nice one, too. Man, the art in the set is just absolutely insane. Oh, and another Wastes. This is a different one than we had before. Okay, we have Cinder Barons, Cyclone Sire, Unity of Purpose, and Needle Spires. This was actually the pre-release promo card that I got in my pre-release pack. It is a land, and Needle Spires enters the battlefield tapped. You can tap it to add 1 red or 1 white to your mana pool, or you can pay 2, 1 red, 1 white. Needle Spires becomes a 2/1 red and white elemental creature with double strike until the end of turn. It's still a land. Okay, we have Prophet of Distortion, Strider Harness, Visions of Brutality, which is a very cool name, and Vile Redeemer. It is a 3-drop, pay 2, 1 green, gets you a 3/3 Eldrazi creature with Devoid and Flash. When you cast Vile Redeemer, you may pay 1 colorless. If you do, put a 1/1 colorless Eldrazi Scion token onto the battlefield for each non-token creature that died under your control this turn. Those tokens have sacrifice this creature, add 1 colorless to your mana pool. And a foil Tranquil Expanse. It's a very beautiful looking card. Mountain and Elemental token. It's a nice one too. We have Null Caller, Relentless Hunter, Press into Service, and the Eldrazi Obligator, which is a 3-drop. You can pay 2 and 1 red, get you a 3/1 Eldrazi creature with Devoid. When you cast the Obligator, you may pay 1 and 1 colorless. If you do, gain control of target creature until the end of turn. Untap that creature, it gains haste until the end of turn, and this creature has haste as well. Swamp and a plant token. Alright, we have Meandering River, Step Glider, Void Grafter, and our rare is Wandering Firmerole. Firmerole? Yeah, sounds right. It is a land, and when it enters the battlefield and enters tapped, you can tap it for 1 blue or 1 red, and you can pay 2, 1 blue, 1 red. Until the end of turn, the Wandering Firmerole becomes a 1/4 blue and red elemental creature with pay 0, switch this creature's power and toughness until the end of turn. It's still a land. And the Core Ally token. Alright, we have Spatial Contortion, Emoliating Glare, which I'm actually going to set aside as well too, because that would be a good one to have for a deck, and Visions of Brutality, and the Eldrazi Displacer, which you can pay 2 and 1 white for. It gets you a 3/3 Eldrazi creature with Devoid, pay 2, 1 colorless, exile another target creature, then return to the battlefield tapped under its owner's control. And a foil Eldrazi Aggressor. Plains and the Awesome Zombies. Alright, we have Relief Captain, Essence Depleter, Thought Harvester, and Matter Reshaper. It is a 3-drop, pay 2, 1 colorless, gets you a 3/2 Eldrazi. When Matter Reshaper dies, reveal the top card of your library. You may put that card onto the battlefield if it's a permanent card with converted mana cost 3 or less. Otherwise, put that card into your hand. It's a pretty nice upside. So we're doing good for for the expedition, but not so good for the uncommons and rares that I wanted. We have a Waste. I was going to call it Tranquility Expanse, but it's a Tranquil Expanse. Nissa's Judgment, Unity of Purpose, and Oath of Chandra. Once again, Travis, be jealous. Anyways, we can pay 1 and 1 red, and it gets us a legendary enchantment. When Oath of Chandra enters the battlefield, it deals 3 damage to target creature an opponent controls. At the beginning of each end step, if a planeswalker enters the battlefield under your control this turn, Oath of Chandra deals 2 damage to each opponent. Swamp and an Eldrazi Scion. For those of you who don't know, Travis, being one of the other members of Brain Pulp, is a big fan of playing red decks. So there's certain red cards which I know he's very, very keen to get, and that's why I keep mentioning that he will be jealous. Embodiment of Insight, Storm Chaser Mage, so we're going to set that on the want pile, and Iona's Blessing, and Oath of Jace. Very nice. I think we've got 3 of the 4 oaths now, and I've opened up a foil Oath of Nissa in another pack, so that's kind of cool. So I've almost got, that's all of them, right? There's the 4 oaths, right? Anyway, so we have Oath of Jace. For 2 and 1 blue, gets you a legendary enchantment. When Oath of Jace enters the battlefield, draw 3 cards and discard 2 cards. At the beginning of your upkeep, scry X, where X is the number of planeswalkers you control. Okay, I'm going to back up just for a second because Izzy, I mentioned this, I think, in another opening. That is some beautiful, beautiful artwork. This guy knocked this out of the park. The water looks spectacular. Spectacular. My tongue is just dragging ass right now. It's so that's a horrible image. Anyways, Strider Harness, Kazul's Toll Collector, Havoc Sower, and Gladeheart Cavalry. It is a whopping 7-drop, pay 5 and 2 green, gets you a 6/6 Elf Knight creature. When Gladeheart Cavalry enters the battlefield, support 6. Whenever a creature you control with a 1/1 counter on it dies, you gain 2 life. And a messed up, you guys can see that, right? That is one messed up printing of a Plains. And the Eldrazi Scion. After the booster box opening and the fat pack opening, later tonight, we are going to be shooting an episode of the Mana Cave, which if you haven't watched, I'll link that above. And following it up with a podcast. I do not have the strongest voice on the best of days, so by the end of today, my voice is going to be completely thrashed. We have a Prophet of Distortion, Ruin in their wake, Mind Melter, and Aliyah, Eternal Pilgrim. It's a 2-drop, 2/3 legendary core cleric creature with Death Touch. You can pay 1 to sacrifice another creature. You gain life equal to the sacrificed creature's toughness. You can pay 1 white and 1 black, sacrifice another creature, exile target non-land permanent. Activate this ability only if you have at least 10 life more than your starting life total. Plains, which also seems to be a bit messed up in the printing. You guys see that, right? Like, it's, I don't know if you're able to see if the camera's good enough definition or not, but those are 2 planes so far that have been printed, and the printing looks absolutely garbage with them. So, alrighty, we have Embodiment of Fury, Birthing Hulk, Weapons Trainer, and Ruins of Oran Reef. It's a land, and Ruins of Oran Reef enters the battlefield tapped. Add 1 colorless to your mana pool, or you can tap it to put a 1/1 counter on target colorless creature that entered the battlefield this turn. Yeah, oh, I didn't see this before. An angel token. Very nice, very nice. Yeah, the past 3 lands seem all to have, they're getting better, progressively better, but minor printing errors on them. We have Roiling Waters, Flaying Tendrils, Tears of Valakut, and Travis, this one's for you. We've got Chandra Flamecaller. This is an excellent box. It is a 6-drop, pay 4, 2 red, gets you Chandra the Planeswalker with 4 loyalty. For her +1 is put 2 3/1 red elemental creature tokens with haste onto the battlefield, exile them at the beginning of the next end step, pay 0, discard all cards in your hand, then draw that many cards +1. You can -X, and Chandra Flamecaller deals X damage to each creature. It's a costly Planeswalker, but her abilities are just fantastic. So, I don't know if it's going to be, played in standard or even modern or whatever, but it is. I really like the design of this Planeswalker. And as well, too, I keep complaining about it, but it's just, these are several in a row that have been printed poorly. Which normally I wouldn't care if lands printed poorly, but, these lands have a decent amount of value to them, and, oh well. I'll play them in I don't know, some sort of dirty deck. Dirty deck because the lands look dirty. They just look dirty. Anyways, we have Reaver Drone, Submerged Boneyard, Relentless Hunter, and another Mythic. Wow, this is an excellent box. We have Sphinx of the Final Word. It is a 7-drop, pay 5 and 2 blue, gets you a 5/5 Sphinx creature. Sphinx of the Final Word can't be countered. It's got flying, it's got hexproof. Instant and sorcery spells you control can't be countered by spells or abilities. That would be a pretty nice limited bomb. And, okay, the printing now seems to be back to normal on the land. So we've got a plant token and a non-messed up land. Alrighty, we have Essence Depleter, Meandering River, Immobilizer Eldrazi, and Tyrant of Valakut. It is a 7-drop, 5 colorless, 5 of any color, 2 red, gets you a 5/4 Dragon, a 5/4 dragon with a surge cost of 3 and 2 red. It's got flying, like most dragons do, and when Tyrant of Valakut enters the battlefield, if its surge cost was paid, it deals 3 damage to target creature or player. Ooh, very nice. And a foil swamp, which does not seem to be damaged, which I'm pretty happy for that. And an island, and an elemental token. One of the things, it's pretty cold where I live, so the furnace kicks in every once in a while, and when it does, the audio may be slightly degraded for a while I try to fix it in post, but if I don't get to fix it, just so you know. And the furnace, speaking of it, the furnace just kicked in, so the audio may get a little wobbly from here on out, but hopefully it won't be too bad. Anyways, we have Relief Captain, Warping Whale, which is a very nice card, Yoraga Auxiliary, or Joraga Auxiliary, whatever. And we have Deceiver of Form, 7-drop, pay 6 and 1 colorless, gets you an 8/8 Eldrazi. At the beginning of combat on your turn, reveal the top card of your library. If a creature card is revealed this way, you may have creatures you control other than Deceiver of Form become copies of that card until the end of turn. You may put that card on the bottom of your library. Forest and an ally token. I mean, I can't complain. I certainly can't complain about this box, but I'm really hoping to pull another Reflector Mage or Storm Chaser Mage. I realize that's kind of being super greedy considering everything else I've got from this box. We have Birthing Hulk, Tranquil Expanse, Malakir Soothsayer, and Sifter of Skulls. 4-drop, pay 3 and 1 black, gets you a 4/3 Eldrazi with Devoid. Whenever another non-token creature you control dies, put a 1/1 colorless Eldrazi Scion creature token onto the battlefield, and you guys know the rest. A swamp, and an elemental token. Alrighty, we have Allied Reinforcements, Devour in Flames, Ruin in Their Wake, and hey, the first Hedron alignment. This is a great card for me, for the deck that I want to build. This card will suck if you pull it in Limited. It is a 3-drop enchantment with hexproof. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may reveal your hand. If you do, you win the game if you own a card named Hedron Alignment in exile, in your hand, in your graveyard, and on the battlefield. And it's also got the ability of paying 1 and 1 blue, and you can scry 1. Mountain and the zombie token. We have Seed Guardian, Walker of the Wastes, another Storm Chaser Mage, which goes on the special pile, and another Aliyah Eternal Pilgrim, which we've had before, so I'm not going to read it, and I'm just going to set it with the rest of the rares. An island, and Knight Ally token. We've got a waste card, and our first uncommon is Grip of the Royal, Chitinous Cloak, Reflector Mage, so that's going on the pile, and Zendikar Resurgent. It is a 7-drop, pay 5 and 2 green, gets you an enchantment. Whenever you tap a land for mana, add 1 mana to your mana pool of any type that land produced. Whenever you cast creature spell, draw a card. A foil Grasp of Darkness. Where am I setting that? There we go. A swamp. And an Eldrazi Scion token. Okay, we have Reaver Drone. Press into service. Another Refractor Mage. We have a Refractor Mage here, folks. It's the 3rd Reflector Mage that I've got, which is great. And Goblin. Wow. Goblin Dark Dwellers, which is the Buy a Box promo as well, too, is a foil version of Goblin Dark Dwellers. It is a 5-drop, pay 3, 2 red, gets you a 4/4 Goblin with Menace. When Goblin Dark Dwellers enters the battlefield, you may cast target instant or sorcery card with converted mana cost 3 or less from your graveyard without paying its mana cost. If that card would be put into your graveyard this turn, exile instead. And an island. And you know what I've really been enjoying about Oath and Zendikar is the tip cards are few and far between, and you get way more tokens. I'm a huge fan of tokens. I'm trying my best to start a good token collection. And I can't stand getting a tip card instead of some tokens. Okay, so we have Meandering River, Mind Melter, Baloth Pup, and another mythic. We have Linvala the Preserver. It is a 6-drop, pay 4 and 2 white, gets you a 5/5 Legendary Angel with flying. When let me try that again. When Linvala, the Preserver, enters the battlefield, if an opponent has more life than you, you gain 5 life. When she enters the battlefield, if an opponent controls more creatures than you, put a 3/3 white angel creature token with flying onto the battlefield. And this is our second foil rare, right? I thought you only usually get 1 foil rare per box. Anyways, we have a foil Jorin Ruin Diver. It is a 3-drop. Pay 1, 1 blue, 1 red, gets you a 2/3 legendary creature, Merfolk Wizard. When you cast your second spell each turn, draw a card. A very nice card, and it's especially nice to get into foil. I bumped the microphone again. Plains, and an elemental creature token. This box has been crazy. It's been crazy. And the furnace is still going, and I am in danger of spontaneously combusting very soon because I'm wearing a hoodie, and it is wildly hot in this room right now. We have Walker of the Wastes, Allied Reinforcements, Stoneforge, Acolyte, and Reality Smasher. It's a 5-drop, pay 4, 1 colorless, get you a 5/5 Eldrazi. With Trample and Haste, when Reality Smasher becomes the target of a spell an opponent controls, counter that spell unless its controller discards a card. A Forest, and a Plant token. We have Tranquil Expanse. I think this is pronounced Yoraga, right? Yoraga Auxiliary? Okay, Yoraga Auxiliary. Immobilizer Eldrazi. And Stoneforge Masterwork. You can pay 1 for this artifact equipment. Equipped creature gets +1/+1 for each other creature you control that shares a creature type with it. Equip to. This is going in my ally deck. Island and Elemental token. Oh, wastes. Setting those aside. Chitinous Cloak, Pyromancer's Assault, Baloth Null, and Seagate Wreckage. It is a land, and you can tap it to add 1 colorless to your mana pool, or you can pay 2, 1 colorless, tap it, draw a card, activate this ability only if you have no cards in hand. And a foil Dazzling Reflector, which is a beautiful looking foil card. I don't know if it comes through on camera or not, but man, that the artwork in this is nice to begin with, but as a foil, it's really nice. Plains, and a Knight Ally. We are down to the last 3 packs. This is the third to last pack. We have Essence Depleter, Cinder Barons, Bonds of Mortality, and Mundai's Vanguard, which is a 5-drop, pay 4, 1 white, gets you a 3/3 Core Knight Ally creature. It's got Cohort, which, even though I do have an ally deck which I'm tweaking and enjoying, I don't like the cohort mechanic that much. I don't like the idea of having to tap down 2 creatures in order to get a certain effect, but whatever. I'll try it out and see how it works out in an actual game. Tap an untapped ally you control, put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control. And that does sound, if you're going to go with a cohort, mechanic, that sounds like one of the best ones you can use. Forest and a Knight Ally. Okay, second to last pack. We have Make a Stand, Thought Harvester. Sorry, cards are about to fall over inside here. Step Glider, and our rare is Wandering Fumarole. We already have one of these, so I'm not going to read it off again, and thank goodness, because I could barely pronounce that this time. And an Elemental creature token. The last pack of this really impressive, in my opinion, booster box. We have Relief Captain, Baloth Null, Wall of Resurgent, and our final rare in the final pack of this amazing booster box is Eldrazi Mimic. You can pay 2 and it gets you a 2/1 Eldrazi. Whenever another colorless creature enters the battlefield under your control, you may change Eldrazi Mimic's base power and toughness to that creature's power and toughness until the end of turn. Swamp, and a plant token. So there you go, folks. That was the booster box. A damn fine booster box, in my opinion. I got 3 of the Oaths, which is kind of cool. I got 2 Storm Chaser Mages, which I was looking for. 3 of the Reflector Mages. I only need 1 more of those for the complete playset. 1 Hedron Alignment, which is great. Some waste, some lovely foils, as well too as 2 nice foil rares, plus 4 mythics, including Chandra, Flamecaller, one of the Planeswalkers, which I know Travis is going to be, kind of jealous that I got. And to top it all off, in the very first pack, we had an Expedition. We got a Sunken Ruins, which is just absolutely, absolutely fantastic. That is immediately going to a sleeve right after I'm done this. After this video, I'm going to be opening up a fat pack, so keep a lookout for that video. That's going to be coming up soon. As well, too, later on tonight, we're going to be recording the second episode of the Brain Pulp TV podcast, and among other things, Travis, Steve, and I will be opening up another booster box. We're each going to be taking one row of the packs each, opening those up on camera, showing you what we got, and then later on, we are going to create decks with what we opened up and battle it out in a future episode of the Mana Cave. If you have not seen the Mana Cave, I will link one of those episodes above so you can check it out. Anyway, thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, comments, whatever, if you want to tell me about the great pulls you got of your packs, please leave that in the comments section below. Otherwise, take care, everyone. Thank you so much for liking and subscribing. May all your pulls be mythics, and I will see you all very soon.